What is up, everyone? Happy March, officially March Madness season. Just me and Chris today. Leon is under the weather or doing whatever he's doing wherever he's doing it. So yeah, just me and Chris. So we'll be breaking down the bracket a little bit. Not making any picks yet, but just looking at each region, telling us the games that we like, any sleepers and whatnot. So yeah, how's it going, Chris?
Oh, terrible. We're under a tornado watch and it is making
Are
my
we?
head hurt. Yeah.
Oh, I
Or
didn't know.
warning. I don't fucking know.
Where have I been?
It's not paying attention. Yeah, tornado watch. Weather's
Oh,
beautiful
sweet.
outside, but pressure change is fucking my head up.
Yeah, my window's open. I didn't notice anything. Oh well. Yeah. So
Life
I
with
guess
allergies.
yeah, yeah, not too bad of a weekend for me. I won some good money yesterday. Lost a little bit of it today. That's how gambling goes.
Yeah, fucking
Doing a lot
Wisconsin
better.
won. Jesus Christ.
I can already tell you I'm going to do better this March than last March because I was already last year in a big hole by this time. It was insane. I had a really good day yesterday. Lost a couple close ones today, but yeah. So let's just get into it. Let's start with the South region.
Ugh.
I pulled these pictures. Somebody posted on Twitter. Thank you, whoever you were. Um, don't sue us. But
I
yeah, well, so top half of
hate
the South region.
I hate this region. This might be the most competitive and most upsets out of any region. Um,
I
I
think
can
so.
see everybody. I can see an upset on every game except for the Auburn game here on this screen right now.
Yeah, and I think whoever wins out of Louisville Creighton might give Auburn a game too, because they're
Yeah,
both playing well right now. Both made it to the
Auburn
finals.
has been awful. So yeah,
I was gonna be. I haven't. Good.
I was just gonna say yeah. I think the winner of Louisville Creighton could win this whole region.
Oh, the whole region.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but yeah, Louisville Creighton should be a good game. I think they're going to give Auburn a run for their money. Whoever wins that one. And then the bottom here, I feel like Yale and UC San Diego are both going to be popular upset picks. I haven't watched UC San Diego play, but I know a lot of people like them. They have the longest winning streak in the nation. Their last loss was January 18th.
Wow.
Kansas was still a top 10 team in the country at that time. So that's how long they've been winning games. Not a great uh, out of conference schedule. They did go to Utah State and beat them. That's their best win. But yeah, they're supposed to be really good. Michigan, they were looking like they were going to win the Big Ten a couple weeks ago. Then they fell on their face, and then they won the tournament today. So I don't know what to really make of them. But Dusty May, he knows how to get to the Final Four. We know that.
Yeah.
That's his name, right? Dusty May.
Yeah. I
Okay.
believe so.
There's a comedian with a was that Dusty Slay? Is that his name? To make sure I didn't
I
mix
have
them up.
no
All right.
idea.
Anyways. And then yeah, I'm sure some people will pick Yale. I think Texas A&M will beat them. They're good guard play and defense. But yeah, like you said, there's both Michigan and Texas A&M could be on upset alert. Yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to pick UC San Diego, but I feel like everybody's going to be on them. So we'll see when we do
Yeah.
our Wednesday show. I'll have to dig into that. So let's go to the bottom half of the South region here. The surprise of the tournament in UNC. I thought they should have got in, but they're in the play-in game there. Look at the other games, and just getting to UNC real quick. They can beat San Diego State. I think they can beat Ole Miss. They're playing their best ball right now. Then Iowa State has what's the guard's name? Keyshawn. Forget his last name. But yeah, their
Yeah.
point guard
Keyshawn
is
something. Yeah.
he's hurt. So I mean, that's going to limit them. UNC could pull off that upset, and then who knows what happens at the bottom here?
Yeah,
Marquette could lose to New Mexico, or they could beat Michigan State. And I mean, yeah. So UNC, I think, could go as far as to the Elite Eight. They're going to have that chip on their shoulder. They're going to be hearing how they shouldn't have gotten in all week, a la VCU back in the
yep,
day. But yeah, I don't. You were saying you don't really like this bracket. I don't really like this bottom half. I'll be rooting for my boy Shaka and Marquette, but you another guy that's been to the Final Four, but you just never know what Marquette's going to do.
yeah. They've been bipolar at the least this year. They've
Yeah,
lost a
I
lot
know.
of games they shouldn't have lost. They've won a bunch of games they shouldn't have won, probably.
Yeah, I think Michigan State is probably very happy to see the way this bracket broke down.
You know, Michigan State very prone to upsets. I have no faith in them whatsoever. Izzo
I didn't say I have faith in them, but as far as the
Izzo
two
hasn't
seed
won
goes,
since what 2001. So Big
yeah,
Ten's
but
overrated.
they came on at the end of the season, so who knows there. But anything you see here?
Yeah, I lost money on Michigan State the other day against Wisconsin, so fuck them.
Yeah, I bet it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think I agree. The winner of the play-in game between San Diego State and North Carolina moves on. I don't think Ole Miss is that good. Their best player is from Virginia Tech, so he's a bum.
I don't know that he's their best player. I've only
And
watched it a few
then
times, to be honest.
Iowa State missing their point guard's gonna hurt them. They should beat the shit out of Lipscomb, and then who knows what happens after that. So Marquette, like I said, bipolar as fuck. New Mexico, very good team. That should be a good game. And then Michigan State should mollywop Bryant, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, no, they'll beat Bryant, and then they'll start struggling from there.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Might just be chalky and pick Auburn from this side. I'll have to dig in, talk more about that Wednesday.
see if Bruce Pearl can get
Yeah,
his boys back up.
yeah, he's got a week to rest, so we'll see. All right, let's move over to the East region now, and of course Duke got the winner of American and Mount St. Mary's.
American playing in a high school gym, and we only know that because we have a friend of the show who
Yeah, well,
watched
no,
it. And
I watched it.
did you? Oh, okay.
I won money on it.
I'm surprised they were able to get TV cameras in there. That's how small
Well,
that place
it was
is.
on ESPN Plus. Yeah, and I think this was one of the games that they had the graphic incorrect that I was telling y'all about, like the conference record.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Duke got another. I feel like they always get a favorable bracket. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
Arizona's
This
really
one
good,
isn't.
but
Arizona's not
or
really good. They can be really good, but they're
they're
not.
decent. Oregon is a team that they can either lose to Liberty or they can make a run too. They can be dangerous if they're one. But yeah, I think Duke is not too upset with this bracket. I think they'll
They should
get to
waltz right to the Final Four, or at least get to the Elite Eight from
yeah.
this half. Baylor should beat the shit out of Mississippi State. Oregon Liberty is intriguing. Um, Akron won 28 games, so look out Arizona. Arizona
Yeah.
seems like they get cocky and lose stupid games, so this could be one of those.
Akron played well in their tournament too, so yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. You don't like the South. I don't like this bracket at all. Like it's just not. Nothing stands out. It's super exciting to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This half
So
kind of blows. This is the fun half.
bottom half. Yeah, bottom half of the bracket. We were just talking before we went live. We're both VCU fans. We kind of feel like both teams are probably not liking their first round matchup here. BYU is just a team that can get hot and just destroy teams. And then BYU looking at VCU, a very good defensive team. So really, it's probably going to come down to is BYU hitting their shots or not. Is VCU going to be able to limit their threes?
I think
Yeah, this
this could be the highest scoring game of the tournament.
really
Yeah, VCU gets up and down. Um,
that might not be good for VCU then if that's the case.
it might not be. Yeah, this and if Alabama makes it to play, if this team, the
Whoever
winner
comes
of
out,
this
yeah.
game, yeah,
Well,
can
really,
beat
Wisconsin too.
Alabama, that'll be
Wisconsin scores a lot too.
didn't today.
Yeah.
Fucking
So you have a
bums.
bunch of offensive teams, and then you have St. Mary's,
Yeah,
the
St.
exact
Mary's, the
opposite.
UVA this year. Yeah, I did not see any Vanderbilt. I don't think they're that good. I think St. Mary's should dog walk them. Um,
Yeah,
Wisconsin
every
will beat
year,
Montana.
every year, St. Mary's a team like, oh, they're gonna make some noise this year, and they like lose in the first round or the second round every time. I saw was it like 4 or 5 years in a row that the team that has the highest rebounding margin in the nation loses in the first round.
Really?
Last year, that team was St. Mary's, and this year, that team is also St. Mary's, but also like the 3 or 4 years before that. I
Wow.
forget what teams there were. Yeah, they all lost in the first round. I don't know what that means, but that's a thing. But yeah, they should beat Vanderbilt, and then Alabama, St. Mary's will be an interesting game.
Yeah, that'll
Alabama's a team
be
that,
um, fucking yeah. Alabama wants to get up and down. St. Mary's wants to slow it down. It'd be a battle of wills for sure.
yeah, Alabama's a team that's been as good as anybody, and then some games, and then other days they when they're not hitting their shots, they give up 100 points or something. And you're like, who the hell is this?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I do think the winner of that BYU VCU game might be a little biased, but I do think they can make a run. I was looking forward to seeing who VCU, how their bracket was going to play out because I thought they would be able to play on that second weekend, but now they got BYU. So I feel like BYU should have been a higher seed. I think VCU should have been like a 10 seed.
yeah.
But we won't nitpick at that. But yeah, BYU
They
was
didn't get any
playing
favors.
really well at the end.
Yeah.
Like, but they got to put their SEC teams up there. I digress. But yeah, I haven't watched Montana at all. But I do feel like Wisconsin got to the final of their tournament. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves, even though they lost today. I could see them kind of not showing up. But yeah,
Have
I
to
don't know.
look and have to dive deep into Montana and see.
Yeah, me too.
I
Any thoughts on Robert Morris? Do they have a chance?
I have no thoughts on Robert Morris, but if Alabama's not hitting their threes, then anything can happen.
No, they're going to be Robert Morris. Mark Sears won't let them lose to Robert Morris. St. Mary's, that'd be a different story. But yeah. All right, on to the West. Just can you
Or
hear?
Norfolk State.
I didn't realize this TV was still on. I hope that wasn't in the background the whole time.
It's fine. Poor
All right.
Norfolk State. It's a shame
Yeah.
that they're going to get beat by 75.
Florida is damn good. Jay Billis just picked them to win the whole thing right before we came on here. Yeah, I've watched them the last couple of days. They look really good as anybody. So yeah, Virginia
They're
school,
rolling.
but sorry, Norfolk State.
Yeah,
Now,
it was a good
my
team.
biggest issue with the seeding that I've seen is Oklahoma being a 9 seed. I know did they get to the final of there, or was it the
Yeah.
semifinal? I think it was the semifinal.
Did they get to the semifinal? I don't
I think so. And they're
know.
playing better.
No, because it was Alabama, Florida, Auburn, and who? Wasn't Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, you might be right. Well, regardless, they finally started winning some games at the end. They are peaking, but a 9 seed, they were just 2 weeks ago. They would have been probably out of the tournament. They went 6-12 in conference. I understand the SEC is the best conference by far, the best conference we've seen in a long time. But if you win a third of your conference games, you can't be a 9 seed.
No.
I understand getting in just because there was really no bid stealers um, in the tournament, and
Yeah.
there's 68 teams now. The teams that we'll get to that later, but the teams that just missed weren't really didn't have a good case of getting in. So I thought I was going to come on here and be really pissed off that all these teams for the SEC got in. I understand why they got in, but a 9 seed is insane. And then
Yeah.
they'll probably end up beating UConn because
They're
of
not
that.
going to beat
Because,
UConn.
but
They're not
I
going
don't
to
know.
beat UConn. They're
Every
going
time
to
I
lose
think
by
UConn's
25.
coming back, they lay a dud. So
UConn's going to win by 25.
and then
Fuck
get
you,
destroyed by
Casey.
Florida.
Yes, correct.
Maybe got comments.
Yeah, we got one. This piece of shit.
Yeah, put the hat back on, Chris.
Ugh. I just got home. I don't know where it is, where I would have put it on.
All right.
Memphis,
Casey also
Colorado
likes
State.
Grand Canyon.
I do too, Casey. I do too. Maryland, um, they have 5 good players, and that's about it. And Grand Canyon is shut the fuck up. God. I hate my friends. All right. All right. You
All
talk,
right.
Kate. You talk. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, Florida really good, obviously. I I know everybody's picking the other 12 seeds to pull the upsets. I think I might go with Colorado State. That might be one of my upsets. Memphis, whenever you think they're turning the corner with all the talent they always have, they let you down. So that might be one you see on our Wednesday show that I'm picking. And then yeah, Grand Canyon, they've been good the last couple of years. They're a good story. I think I don't know if I can pull the trigger on them winning. They'll probably cover because they've been a covering machine in March. But yeah, that should be a fun game. That might be one of the games I'm looking forward to the most that I've
Maryland
seen so
flying across
far.
the country.
That's true. But I mean, it's Friday. They have a week. So,
I like Memphis.
hey,
I'm not a fan of Colorado
yeah.
State.
Hey, I want Memphis to do well. They got my favorite player of all time as their head coach. So, but I could just see them with the letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Grand Canyon is a team that could make some noise. I just think Maryland's been pretty good this year. I think they're going to eke it out, but it is in Seattle. Maybe Grand Canyon's fans travel. But yeah, that'll be a fun game for sure. Go to the other half of the West bracket here. Drake's going to beat Missouri.
Correct.
Calling it now.
Yeah.
They,
Easy.
and if they weren't playing Texas Tech in the next round, I would probably pick them to go farther. I think Texas Tech is just a much better version of Drake that can also play offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Drake is like a poor man's UVA, not this year, but from previous years. They're gonna just have a very low scoring game. So they're probably gonna be there at the end, no matter who they play. But yeah, Missouri's up and down. I think Drake's gonna slow them down.
What do you think about
You
those
think
bottom 2 games? You think Calipari is going to be able to knock off Bill Self to play Patino in the Scumbag Bowl?
right now, first initial reaction, yes, I think Arkansas is gonna beat Kansas just because like the blueprint to beat Kansas is pretty easy. Just be aggressive on defense. Make Dickinson turn the ball over 25 times because he can't dribble or do anything other than do a hook shot. Yeah, they don't have much shooting, so yeah, just run up and down the court, be aggressive on defense. That's how you beat Kansas. I think Arkansas will do that. And then St. John's, I'm looking for them to. They're playing well, man.
I
Patino's got
think
them.
I think they're the second best team in the country. It's a shame they're in Florida's bracket. I think that'll probably be the de facto championship game in the Elite
DC
Eight.
agrees. Yeah, St. John's is just. I bet against them in their championship, and it was looking good for about 25 minutes, and then yeah,
And they turned it up. They're very
they're
good.
just they're just balling. So yeah, Kansas and Arkansas is not going to have anything for St. John's. If they meet Texas Tech in the Elite Eight, that'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot other than Drake. Again, I might
Yeah.
change my mind by Wednesday. I'm not seeing a well. I did say Colorado State, so
Wilmington has no shot whatsoever. Um,
no.
but yeah. And
Yeah, that's still on
Arkansas,
the
the
list.
7-10 is not really an upset, so
No, not really. No.
wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas was favored in that game. I haven't seen any lines yet.
Um, maybe. I think it'll be really close. Probably a point and a half. I'll say Kansas. I don't know. Arkansas could be favored. All right, on to the Midwest. Last bracket here.
This is the
Uh,
one with all of the future round upsets. I think it's pretty chalky going until then.
yeah, I know. Houston. I really like Houston, but I think Gonzaga beats Georgia, and I think that's going to be a very tough game for Houston.
Yeah.
I think that's a possible. I'll pick Houston to beat Gonzaga, but it wouldn't shock me at all if Gonzaga beats them.
Clemson
Yeah,
destroys McNeese. Will Wade's on his way out. He doesn't give a shit. Purdue should crush High Point.
Casey
Shut the
disagrees.
fuck up, Casey.
Purdue is a team that just, I don't know, man. They played a little better at the end of the year, but they were disappointing. Oh, yeah, they actually ruined about a month ago. I had a free bet. I put it on a bunch of conference winners. And they were the only. It was like 8 of them. They were the only one that didn't get it. And I only picked them because that was the only non-favorite that I picked. I was like, I can't do all favorites.
How did they get a 4 seed? They lost 11 games.
They started pretty good and they ended good, but then somewhere in the middle they lost, I think, like 4 or 5 games in a couple weeks. So yeah, I guess that's why. I mean, High Point could beat them. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Um, Regardless, even if they do beat High Point, they're not getting past Clemson or McNeese.
I watched
Which you
bits and
make
pieces of High Point's championship game. They're not that good.
well, Purdue's not really either. I don't know how their point guard got Big Ten Player of the Year, so maybe you're right. Maybe the Big Ten is overrated. But yeah, I agree with you on Clemson and McNeese. Everybody's going to be picking McNeese. We did this last year. I said McNeese wasn't going to cover. I forget who they played in the first round, but they got blown out.
Was it
It
Gonzaga?
happened again. Maybe that sounds right.
I think, yeah,
Clemson,
yeah.
just like
Lost a
last
lot
year,
of
they
money
made
on
it
them last year.
to the Elite Eight. That was
Clemson's
one of the few
good.
games I won. Yeah, but just like last year, they got to the Elite Eight. Nobody was really talking about them. They just don't ever really come up on the radar. It's the same thing this year. They're 27-6. People are going to be picking McNeese, and they're just going to come in and roll. And like you said, Will Wade's got one foot out the door. I'm sure he's got a deal in place. He's just waiting on them to get knocked out so he can start recruiting for probably NC State. Unfortunately, no, I gotta hate
Yeah,
them. That was
that'll
the
be
one
fun.
team with Leon's I could root for. Well, that's really his only team, but not
It's
anymore.
fine.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I really like Houston, but
Houston always is a letdown at some point. So where's it going to be?
ultimately, I think they'll come out of this top half. But I do think that second game will be their toughest. Let's go to the bottom half here. No, this is just gross.
Tennessee should walk
Yeah, I got a future on
right
Tennessee
through
to win the whole
everybody.
thing. So
Yeah,
UCLA
UCLA
maybe.
and Utah State. Utah State can probably beat UCLA. I'm not impressed with UCLA this year. Kentucky rolls. Illinois probably wins that game.
Yeah,
Um,
Kentucky's inconsistent though. I would say I'd like them to make a run, but just I don't know. I can't trust them.
Tennessee is the best team on this half of the bracket for sure.
Yeah, I really like Tennessee too. They play defense. They have good guard play. Two really good guards. That's what you need in March. So yeah, I don't see really anybody in this half of the bracket giving them trouble. So we might see a really
No.
chalky. Get back to the top half here. Yeah, I think we might see a very chalky Midwest region. So that means pick all your upsets here. High
Yeah,
Point, Final Four.
we have no idea what's going on.
If last
uh,
year is anything, last year I was like first place in after the first day in a couple of the brackets, and then I ended up being almost last. It was over.
yeah, I made a lot of money last year, so hopefully we can do that again.
Yeah, I didn't, so hopefully I do. We'll see. I haven't seen much Utah State this year, so I don't know. I think UCLA maybe could give Tennessee a game, but yeah, I don't really like this half of the bracket here.
Yeah. I think Illinois is either going to get blown out or they're going to squeak one out against the winner of Texas Xavier, and then Kentucky's going to roll them. Illinois, they're also a bipolar team. They beat a lot of good teams that they shouldn't have beaten, and got their asses beat a lot.
Yeah, they're a tough team to figure out. In Texas, I don't. They're actually a team that could make a run, or they could lose to Xavier.
Yeah.
You watch them play, you're like, man, why? They're another 6-12 team from the SEC that got in. They were obviously one of the first four in, or last four in.
Yeah.
They got some good guards. Just yeah, like wouldn't surprise me if they lost Xavier in that first round. But yeah, that is it for the bracket. Let's pull up the last four in, first four out. Like I was saying, I thought I was going to be on here cussing the NCAA for putting 14 SEC teams in, but you look at that first four out, and it's okay. I agree that
Yeah.
UNC got in. I'm sure a lot of people don't bringing up their quad one, how they only had, I think, one win. They're 8-0 in quad two.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of quad two teams they play if they.
The only team that had an argument would have been Boise State. Ohio State was 17 and 15. Get the fuck out of here. Win 20 games and then you can cry. But the last
I
four,
kind of
whatever.
wanted to see Indiana get in to see how they play for Mike Woodson, but yeah, none of these teams are really can't really make a huge case. They could have just won a game or two more. They would have been fine. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the least controversial last four in, first four out we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and again, I think that's because I don't think there was any really like real bid stealers in the tournament.
Yeah.
UAB had a chance today. George Mason had a chance. I think VCU still would have got in. But yeah, just kind of broke down. Not very good for these first four teams out. Kind of tells you they just need to go back to 64 teams because then we would have been talking about.
These teams aren't moving the needle for anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Wrap
I'm
it
ready
up,
to
or
take some fucking Tylenol and pass out.
all right. Well,
Thanks for watching, Casey.
Yeah, Casey, thanks for all the comments. Feel free to roast Chris anytime. We always do. Yeah, and hopefully we'll be here Wednesday. Hopefully everybody can make it. And we'll give our final four picks, championship picks, upsets, sleepers, all that good stuff. But yeah, favorite time of the year. Let's make some money. Yeah, we'll see you guys on Wednesday.